people, Jeff the King here with Team Critical Trigger, bringing you another deck profile, and we're actually going to steer away from the Gold Paladins for once. We've actually got a different deck. We're bringing you Goku Kagero, as you can probably guess from the top card, because I like to run good decks, not the superior rides. So, not saying they're bad, they're just not as good. Just to inform you, if you want to run Kagero, you should be running Goku. It's just too good not to, yeah. So anyway, starting Vanguard, we have ourselves Conroe, because it's the only starting Vanguard that actually moves to rear guard that we have. The vanilla obviously being bad, Conroe being on the verge of OP. I mean, Counterblast 1, retire it, search for any grade 1, add it to your hand. I mean, well, grade 1 or less, not that you'd add a trigger to your hand, that'd be weird. But yeah, very good card. Kagero, probably the best starting Vanguard out there, matched with the Spike Brother one that does the exact same thing. Their effects, amazing. Triggers, we have ourselves for heal 8 criticals. Push that up there so you can see it. And the other crappy one whose effect I never use. I'm waiting for the other critical to come out. And 4 draw trigger. This draw trigger being amazing for control, because you can counterblast 1, put it in soul, choose one of your opponents, grade 0 rear guards, and retire it. So amazing effect for a draw trigger. I mean, you use the draw trigger, you draw 1, you use his effect, you basically hit even and you -1 on your opponent. Brilliant card, especially if you're facing something like, well, if you can do this like really early on and get rid of like what's its face, Club Griff I think it's called, or Criff or whatever, the Gold Paladin one, the one to stop the Azel superior ride chain, and just getting rid of their starting vanguards half the time, very useful. Grade 1 lineup, we have 4 8K vanillas bar 2 Amero. Now, some of my friends have told me I should be running 3 Amero because it's that good. No, just 2. 2 is enough. You run 2 because in case, like, first turn, second turn, you hit 1 and it goes into your damage. If you hit 2, you're being very unlucky, and you might as well just say, well done to them for being lucky enough to hit both of your Ameros. But yeah, turn 1 if you hit an Amero, then you got another one in your deck, because I only want to be pulling one out, and I pull one out by always using Conroe on it. I don't ever need the second one, really, ever. You only need 1 Amero, ever. So, got the Ameros, got 2 Kimnara, I want a 3rd, which will be placing one of the next one, and Counterblast 1, pick your opponent's grade 1 rear guards, retire it, get rid of boosters. Very good card. This is a control orientated deck, retiring units is what it does. Amazing card. 1, 2, 3, 4 Gojo. Now, I like Gojo. If you hit him turn 1, an amazing card. Helps you sieve through some of your cards as well. 7k booster. All in all, is pretty good card. It's not the best in the world, but because of the other options in the deck, is just not going to be staying in, especially at 4. That'll be a Kimnara, and that'll be another perfect guard, which I'll show you in a second. I've only got 3 of. I've then got 2 left. I kinda want to get rid of another one for another grade 3, so I can have 9 grade 3s. I think this deck needs 9 grade 3s. And then I've got 1 left, which will probably be something else random. Maybe a 4th Kimnara. I don't know. But I like them. They're not bad. If you haven't got anything better, you should definitely be running these over some of your other choices. But unfortunately, there's just better options out there now. So as you can guess, 3 perfect guard, I want a 4th. 4 perfect guards. Limit break in existence means 4 perfect guards are needed. 4 10k vanillas. 7 10k vanillas, because I like 10k vanillas. They can swing by themselves and hit stuff by themselves. Why wouldn't you like them? And I have the option of running 7. 3 Berserk Dragon. My friend said I should run 4. No, you don't need to run 4 Berserk Dragon. I run 3 just so I can draw into it. I'm never ever going to use more than 1 really in a game. Counterblast 2, very heavy cost. There's just, you're not going to use more than 1. Well, very rarely you're going to use more than 1. Especially once I get more Kimnaras. So this might eventually go to 2. I'm thinking taking 1 out and just running 1 Tejas, because Tejas is amazing. He is a very, very good card. I kind of want one in. I don't know. I like the shiny Berserk Dragon. I have a lot of these randomly just put into rares, like my what's his face, Nihal. He's all rares. Got to love the shine. Anyway, for Gokus. Obviously, this is the heart and the soul of the deck. You run 4, even though you're never going to use 4, simply because you can draw into it and actually ride the little bugger. You want this guy to be ridden, so that's why you run 4, for the people that don't know. An amazing card. If you drive check a grade 3 Kagero, you can retire one of your opponent's grade 1 or less rear guards. A lot of people think, well, that can only get rid of grade 1s, that's not that good. It's very good. It's broke. Yeah, it's broke. There's just no better way than describing it. It basically makes all your other grade 3s in your deck triggers. And obviously the more triggers you have, the better. It's just, you get his effect off quite often. You know, I've had games where I've drawn into like loads of these buggers and I've been kind of screwed up, but the other retiring effects in your deck do make up for it. But getting him early game, riding him early game, very good. And at the moment my other grade 3 is for Dragonic Executioner. I do not run Dragonic Overlord. I have a reason for that, I'll get to that in a second, but I am thinking of taking one of these out and the Gojo out and running 2 of the what's his face? Lawkeeper, Dragonic Lawkeeper. I want to run Lawkeeper. Now, so why do I run Executioner Overlord, Dragonic Overlord? Simply because, well, this with an 8k booster behind him hits 20. 20 is a nice sweet number to be hitting for a rearguard. I like that. Usually, Goku is ridden and Amero is searched out via Conroe, so I've got him with Amero behind him, and I just use him to use his effect really. My Vanguard, and to draw my cards. My Vanguard very rarely actually gets through, and people still seem to perfect guard my Vanguard. They never seem to get the point that my Vanguard I don't really care less about most of the time. Unless I can break through the attack by boosting him. Most of the time I will just be boosting these buggers in my rear guards. My rear guards are what actually put my damage through my Vanguard. He's just there to, well, hit every so often, apply pressure, and to get his effect off. So hitting 20 with the Executioners on the rear guard, very useful. And because I run, he's a counterblast, he's a counterblast too. Let me just counterblast and counterblast. So that's 5 counterblasts already on here. That's 5 counterblasts, and that's only 1 of each card as well. Only 1 copy of each. And that's 5 counterblasts already, all gone. And to be fair, every game I would like to use 1 of each of these most of the time. Maybe, you know, 1 of these, 1 more Kimnara. Who cares? Either way, it does pretty much the same job. So I never have counterblast enough for Dragonic Overlord. I mean, the only upside to Dragonic Overlord is he's easier to defend. He's 11k, which is all nice, well and good. I like being able to defend my 11k's better, but this guy hits 20k without having to counterblast at all, which is a nice number because, like I say, Goku doesn't really do much in the terms of pushing through attacks. It's my rear guards that do that most of the time in my deck, and because I want to Lawkeeper in here, Lawkeeper will be what I run over Goku once he's basically gone through most of my grade 3s. If I've got drawn loads of grade 3s, I know that I've only got a few left in my deck, I'll get rid of Goku because there's no point trying to risk it anymore, and Lawkeeper will become my Vanguard. And the only time that the 11k as a rear guard 11k on my Dragonic Overlord would be useful is if he was a Vanguard, where he really wouldn't ever be. I'd only be running, these would be replacing these, and I'd rather have these because these would be my rear guards that push through the attacks. And obviously once I've retired enough stuff, if I run a Lawkeeper over my Goku, then I've got a Vanguard that can push through attacks as well. So that's why I'm not running Overlord anyway. So I'm missing another Kimnara, another Perfect Guard, 2 Lawkeeper, and then the deck's done. But the deck is still runnable at the moment. I can still use it. It's good as well. It's not just an alright deck, it's still good and runnable. I run quite a few games. I'm very happy with the deck. So please leave a like, please comment, please subscribe if you haven't already. If there's anything you don't really understand about this deck, then ask in the comments below and I will reply to you as best as I can. This is me signing out.